If you feel lost right now, not just confused, but deeply lost, like you woke up one day and didn't recognize your own life, I want you to stay with me for a moment, because what you're feeling isn't random, and it isn't weakness, and it isn't failure. Most people think being lost means you've done something wrong, but psychology tells us something very different. Disorientation often appears when an identity no longer fits, when the version of you that once worked no longer feels true. And that moment, when the old self starts to dissolve, but the new one hasn't fully formed yet, that space can feel terrifying, because there are no labels, no instructions, no certainty, just quiet. And that quiet can feel unbearable. But listen carefully. That silence you're afraid of is not emptiness. It's space. Space your mind creates when it's letting go of outdated beliefs. Space your nervous system needs to reset. Space for something more honest to grow. You're not broken, you're in between. And being in between is one of the most people experiences there is. Here's the truth no one tells you. Growth doesn't feel like progress while it's happening. It feels like loss. It feels like confusion. It feels like standing still while the world moves on without you. And when you're in that place, your mind starts asking painful questions. What's wrong with me? Why can't I figure this out? Why does everyone else seem to know where they're going? But comparison distorts reality. Psychological research shows that constant comparison activates anxiety and shame. It convinces you that you're behind, even when you're exactly where you need to be. Some people move fast by ignoring themselves. Others slow down because they finally start listening. Your pause isn't proof you're failing. It's proof you're paying attention. You see, the brain doesn't like uncertainty. It craves predictability because predictability feels safe. So when your life enters a phase where the old map no longer works, your mind panics. It tells you to rush, to decide, to fix everything immediately. But rushing clarity often leads to the wrong answers. Neuroscience shows that confusion often appears right before learning, right before a mental reorganization, right before insight. That discomfort you feel, that heaviness in your chest, that mental fog, that's not failure. That's your brain rewiring, letting go of what no longer serves you, even if you don't consciously realize it yet. And maybe the hardest part of the season is that you don't have words for it. You can't explain it to your friends. You can't justify it to your family. You can't even fully explain it to yourself. You just know something feels off, and that can make you doubt yourself. But self-doubt isn't always a lack of confidence. Sometimes it's a sign that your values are changing. You're no longer satisfied with surface-level answers. You're no longer willing to live on autopilot. You're no longer okay pretending. And that awareness, as uncomfortable as it is the beginning of a deeper life. Let me tell you something important. You do not need to have your life figured out right now. You don't need a 5-year plan. You don't need a perfect purpose. You don't need certainty. What you need is permission. Permission to be unfinished. Permission to be learning. Permission to not know yet. Psychology shows that people build confidence after taking action, not before. Clarity comes from movement, not from thinking in circles. One small step in an honest direction is more powerful than waiting forever for motivation. You don't need to leap. You don't need to overhaul your entire life. You just need to move a little closer to what feels true. And if you feel empty, if you feel numb, disconnected, or tired of trying, hear this carefully. You are not empty. You are exhausted. Emotional exhaustion can mimic emptiness. When you've been strong for too long, when you've been surviving instead of living, your system shuts down to protect you. That numbness isn't giving up. It's a signal that you need rest, compassion, gentleness with yourself. Rest is not quitting. Rest is repair. Even the strongest minds need recovery. You are also allowed to change. You are allowed to outgrow people, goals, and dreams that once made sense. You are allowed to choose differently now that you know more. Psychology calls this identity evolution, not instability, not weakness. Growth requires release. And yes, letting go will feel like grief before it feels like freedom. But staying someone you've outgrown will slowly drain you in ways you can't always see. You don't owe the world the same version of you forever. You owe yourself honesty. Here's something powerful. Confusion is not the opposite of clarity. It's the doorway to it. Pretending is easy. Facing yourself is not. If you're confused, it means you stop lying to yourself. And that takes courage. Certainty feels safe. Growth rarely does. But the most meaningful lives are built by people who were willing to sit in the unknown long enough to hear what mattered. So if today all you can do is breathe, is get through the day, is take one small step, that is enough. You don't need to solve your entire future. You don't need to become someone else overnight. You just need to stay present, stay curious, stay kind to yourself. One day at a time isn't settling, it's grounding. And grounding is how you move forward without losing yourself. And one day, maybe not soon, but someday, you'll look back at this version of you. The tired one, the confused one, the one who didn't have answers but kept going anyway. And you'll realize something. This was not the moment you were lost. This was the moment you were becoming. The moment you stopped living on autopilot. The moment you chose honesty over comfort. The moment your life quiet.